Hey everybody, this is Glidercat and it's time to play. We are back in Factorization, working our way through learning this game. It's pretty cool, but it is easy to make mistakes. Let me show you some of what I learned in between episodes. Let me pause this belt for a minute. When we got our steel plates going, I think last episode or the one before, I was all excited to upgrade things, and we started upgrading our copper production line to having constructor Mark IIIs produce copper wire. It all upgraded nice. Everything was great. Then I got excited, said, let's upgrade our assemblers. So we started doing that. That all worked great. Then I upgraded our two manufacturers to Mark IIIs, and they would just not, or this manufacturer and this fabricator down here, I upgraded to Mark IIIs, and it would just not upgrade. So these two lines were completely stopped, and I could not for the life of me figure out why. We had plenty of steel plates in inventory. I've added another kind of inventory box here for our building materials, but we had tons of steel plates, and I couldn't figure out what the issue was. And then I had something else that I placed. I think I put a Mark III storage container here, and that wouldn't get built. And my workers are just sitting here. And I'm like, what the heck is going on? Am I running into bugs? What's the issue? And it turns out it's pretty straightforward. While the Mark III assemblers, all they need are steel plates and the rest are lower tier items. Once you start getting your way up here to manufacturer and fabricator, you've got to have some steel frames also in inventory. And we haven't even started making those. Same thing here, steel frames. So that's why the manufacturer and the fabricator Mark IIIs were not being made. Now, I wonder if the belt was the same thing. I think I accidentally upgraded a belt to Mark III. No, those should have worked. We had something last episode where I upgraded some belts and they put like iron plates on top and it was blocking the belt. I'm not sure what the heck that was, if I fat fingered something or what, but we got that working. Cart. I have no idea how we can even use a cart. Maybe we should make one of these and just see what happens. Experiment with this cart. Okay, first we got to get bearings first. Oh man, we got a lot to build. We've got a lot to build. Bearings and beams. Cart. Cart to carry heavier loads. I wonder if that is going to be like being able to have multiple products go over the same belt, like the same path. Can I have different carts going different destinations, but passing through a restricted, kind of a constrained route? I'm not sure. Let's get back to it. I think we're mostly upgraded. I think we're safe to upgrade our constructors. So let's do that. Let's get these upgraded to Mark IIIs. Man, it's a bit of learning. You can trip up on things, but so far I've only had one thing I couldn't figure out, and that was why this belt, when we upgraded it, had those plates. Everything else, if there's been confusion, has been my mistake so far. I'm gonna upgrade all these guys. Gotta select it first, then upgrade it to Mark IIIs. We've got a couple here. What are these? These are Mark IIIs already. That assembler is Mark III. And so just when we get up to the fabricators and the manufacturers, we cannot upgrade until we get those steel frames. I think we're good. Let's just double check everything else. Okay, these can be upgraded, and we've got the steel. Pretty sure we got the steel plates to do it. Yeah, let's upgrade these just while we're thinking about it. These are already Mark IIIs. Good. Mark III, Mark III, Mark III. Yep. Okay, it looks like we've upgraded everything we can to Mark IIIs. Except for the belts. I don't see a lot of belt congestion. I think this is just backed up with this rods. Okay. Oh man, back to the research thing, tier 3. Man, this is kind of intimidating. We've got a lot to build here. Ooh, oh boy. Steel plates. Do we want to use these for production stuff too? So steel beams need them. And who else needs steel plates? The bearings, maybe? Nope. Bearings just need ingots. Beams need steel plates. Okay, the steel frame needs steel plates. Should we set up another production line? Or should we leverage this line for steel plates? The production is slow. You can see it's not great. And that is Mark III. We've got these steel plates going basically just for our building materials. Let's set up another steel plate line. And we can maybe tap into the overflow and share this production. All right, I'll show you what I mean. Let's get to building something. I'm gonna grab this line and clone it with a center click. Boom. Pop that down here. Here, I guess we got to bring in our supplies. There's that. And we need one of these. Need one of these. Oops. And then we need this too. Is it what, another iron, I believe, right? Yeah, iron buying. Grab that down. Let's set all of these to continuously buy. It looks like they kept the settings. That's our coal. That's our iron ore. Yep, continuously buy. And this is another iron ore. And when we're done, I'm going to decommission these two belts. Don't think we need them. Okay, that's a new line of plates. We'll use that for making... We'll do steel bearings next, maybe. Let's make the beams. We need steel ingots, steel plates, and iron screws. Steel plates. Okay, that's what we just made. I just need to send ingots in. So that is this line, right? Steel ingots. Let's copy that off. Boom. I'm going to put it right here. And so we need another coal. Bam. And another iron right there. We got steel plates, we got steel ingots, and now we need the screws, right? Steel ingots, steel plates, we need iron screws. Iron screws are pretty easy, right? That's this line here. I can just grab this, I suppose. Boom. We could actually... let's keep it fanned out like this just for style. We can hug this up close, I suppose. And we're going to need a supply of iron ore. We'll copy this one for that. Boom. This is iron ingots. This is iron screws. Let's see. I think we've got 6 workers now on the floor, and I've got them all upgraded as high as they can go. We can always add more. That's our cache is looking great because I spent a bunch of time trying to debug things. And meanwhile, fortunately, our copper lines were running just fine, turning out cache for us. So we're doing good there. Do we have rotors being made? Yeah, I see rotors going into storage over here. That's all good. How are we doing on iron plates? Yeah, we've got everything we need. Looks good. Okay, so from these 3 ingredients, steel plates, or no, sorry, steel plates, steel ingots, and screws. We should be able to make these steel beams. Ingots, plates, and iron screws, steel beams. We need machine with the 3 inputs, and I probably have to do not the highest tier. 3 inputs is the manufacturer. Mark 1, Mark 2. Yeah, Mark 3 takes steel frames. We can't do that yet, but soon. This manufacturer Mark 2 is what we want. Takes 3 inputs, and we've got all those building materials. So I'll grab that guy, and I'm going to pop it right. Go one more over. Boom. Let's get this all belted up. You go into there. This comes out. And it's going to hook into here. Boom. It's a little tricky placing the belts when you're just placing a single belt. Sometimes the clicking just doesn't do it. Like if I just click once, it doesn't do it. And sometimes even when I drag, it doesn't seem to pick it up. But if you just mouse within the square until you see that little, almost like a copy paste little icon pop up, then you know you're good. So if you pick up the game and you run into that problem, just be aware of that. A little quirky. Hey, workers are doing their thing. Cash is looking fantastic. And we're going to have, we got to pick a recipe here. This is steel beams. Okay. What's next? What's next after steel beams? Go to the research view here. Got steel beams. We said bearings. And we're going to need bearings for this next thing. We're going to need the steel beams. I guess we should be thinking about, do we want to send steel beams into a storage hopper for building materials? In fact, we could even spin up a new one. Or we can keep sending building materials up here and just expand this out. This can go. I set up a temporary thing to sell screws. Because in order to, when I had problems, I actually disassembled our original manufacturer here and our original fabricator. And before it disassembled, it had to empty out all the inventory. And so it was filling these up. And so we had tons of screws. So I just had them sold here. I'm going to decommission this. For now, we don't need that anymore. And right now I'm thinking about putting this product on the bus for building materials. So I'm going to put a splitter here. Boom. I'm actually going to route some of these steel beams we're getting into our storage. And I'm just going to hop on this bus here to do that for now. And that'll send them all the way up into storage. Still using the low tier belts. We'll upgrade as we need to. Probably going to need more workers too. Let's pause. And let me clone this guy. Let's go with 2, 3, 4. Let's go with 5 more workers. So we'll double the count of workers we got. And then I'm going to upgrade these all the way. Keep an eye on my cash. We've got plenty. But he's a 5-star worker. That's a 5-star worker. And we only have to pay these guys when they're actually moving products. So if they're sitting idle, we don't have to pay anything to have these guys on staff. So it makes sense to do it. I've been kind of holding off. I just didn't want the visual clutter of a bunch Little guys walking around. All right. But that should speed up some of our construction, having that going. All right, back to it. Research. Steel beams, steel frames. We need beams, iron screws, steel plates. We can probably make use of the ones. I don't know. Maybe we need our own another steel plate production. And then steel bearings go into here as well. Beams. Who else needs beams? Linear motor doesn't. The stator does. We want to share beams between these two. I think I probably will. And just hope that our upgrades get us to scale. We can always copy paste a bunch of factories too as we expand the factory. Okay. Let's go for steel frames. We'll use the beams we've got. We need another iron screw production. Where do we want to do that? Let's just keep going down here. Screws are super easy. I'm going to zoom in, scroll down, zoom in, scroll down. Grab these guys. Drop this down a bit. Boom. Copy this. Okay, there's our screws. We're going to leverage these same beams. Screws and beams are done. Steel plates. I think we probably need another unique factory for these. And that is this whole mess here, right? Yeah, steel plates. So let's grab this. And copy that. Drop this down here. Leave room and guess that'll do. Coal. Iron ore. And another iron ore, I believe, right? Boom. That gets us our steel plates. Steel plates, screws, and steel beams. Steel beams, screws, steel plates. Now we need the steel bearings. Those are pretty easy. We just need ingots turned into bearings, right? So it's going to look a lot like... it's not going to look like anything, I guess. It's going to look a lot like the iron screws. Steel ingots into bearings. So we need steel. That's this routine. Grab that. Come on down. Boom. Steel ingots, we need the... We've got it right here, actually, too. Coal. Boom. And iron. Boom. And now we just need to feed it through one of these guys. Do I have those on here? Constructor, I think, right? We should use the Mark III for that. What are these? Mark IIIs. Yeah, maybe I can just copy one of these. Bam, and set the recipe on this to... What was it? Steel bearings. Okay, is it going to let me change the recipe? Steel bearings. Oh, there it goes. Okay, changed over. All right, we got workers. They're busy. They're bringing stuff. Hopefully we have enough building materials up in there. I think we do. Take a quick look. Anything looks short? Copper ore, we don't care about. Frames, rods, iron screws. We got 37 iron screws there. And in here we've got, so yeah, let's turn on the iron screw belt and resupply some of those. I'll just restart that belt and that should send some screws in. How about steel plates? Are we good on the, or iron plates? Iron plates. I'm looking. Every time a worker walks by, it ruins my mouse here. I don't see iron plates. How about over here? Oh yeah, 273 iron plates. I think we're good. 67 iron rods. Do we have more in here? Yeah, tons. All right. Now we need to combine all this stuff up into a new machine. Oh, are we? What was that? Iron ingots not allowed on info belt 1. Iron ingots. Okay. Messed up something. Iron ingots. It's right here. This is supposed to be screws. I think this is supposed to be iron screws. And then we're going to make steel plates out of that. Let's see if that gets fixed. Right, we're looking to make steel plates. We can pick that out of the planner here. Yeah, iron screws. Hopefully this will fix itself. I'm worried. I got workers sitting. Now they're doing their thing. Hopefully they will fix that. There we go. He's got 20 steel ingots. He's waiting on screws to come in. There's our little production going. Okay, back to it. I think that's fixed. Okay, we need 4 inputs. And that's going to get us our steel frames. And we definitely want to get those into storage because that's what's going to allow us to upgrade our manufacturers and the big fabricators. Let's do it. Let's do it. 4 inputs. We need to start at tier 2 for that. So uncheck the button that says highest tier only. I wish that would stay unchecked. And we're looking for 4 inputs. That's our fabricator. And we need to do Mark II for this build. And let's do it. Let's do it right here. Well, right there. And belt all this stuff in. We've got steel, what is this? The steel beams here. Those got to come in. We'll bring those down. Down. Got a little path in. Delete. The delete key helps. You can get rid of it that way. These got to make their way in. This can go straight in, and then these guys got to come up and go in. Not sure why that's not taking, unless I just don't have building materials. Should not taken. What do these require? Just make sure we do. Simple belts. Just take iron plates. Do we have iron plates up here? Look at our supply chests. Iron plates. Yeah, we got 238 of them. In that storage, 235. Maybe we just have too many things queued up to be built. We got to wait for our workers to catch up. Okay, yeah, now it's taking it. It might just be you can only have so many buildings queued up. Okay, then we definitely want to put these on our bus. Should we? Let's extend the bus this way. And that will allow us to shut off the beams, the steel beams that we have going into inventory. Separate from these guys, the steel frames. So let's put a splitter here. Boom, and then run that up to our bus. I don't know if they're going to let me build all this. Cool. I like it. So what do? We've got steel plates here basically for construction. We're not using this for any advanced parts. It's going straight. All of them are going straight up into production. If we want, we can filter the overflow here. In fact, let's do it. The overflow from this steel plate production, let's send it into to help out down here. I think that first one is steel plates, right? Yep. Let's set this guy. We'll do output 2, which is the one coming straight out. I'm going to put that on overflow. And then I'm going to run a belt straight down. Boom. Try to run a belt straight down. We got to wait for stuff to get constructed, it looks like. Wow, that was interesting. Pardon my goofiness here. Bear with me. Escape. Select all this. Delete it. Just want a belt going straight down. Like that. That way this production can help out down here if we decide to shut off sending it to our supply hoppers up here. Let's see what we have. We've got 253 steel plates. We can probably do that. Let's shut down this belt. Boom. That's sending items on the bus. I'll just pause that belt. And now all those steel plates will just feed into this production down here for our beams. And right now we are sending beams into storage. Let's see how those are doing. We can maybe shut that production line off too. Cash is still good. We're getting by on just selling copper right now. Copper wire. Don't know how long that's going to last. Steel beams, we've got 66 in there. I think we're okay. Could probably upgrade these two belts. Let's upgrade these to Mark II for now. And then this guy, did we set a recipe on this? Not yet. This one we want steel frames. So now it's starting to take inventory in. Very cool. And we'll use those for upgrades. We got busy workers, 10 busy workers doing their thing. And our supplies look good. How about screws? Okay, we've got 237 iron screws, so I'm going to turn this off, this belt off that's sending those into storage. I think we're good for now. And they'll just queue up inside this machine. Cool. So far, so good. So far, so good. We got steel frames. Let's take a look at what's next. Research tier 3. Steel frames. Okay, we got stators, copper wire, iron frames, steel beams, steel bearings. We saw bearings are the easiest. Beams, it only takes one. We can we share beams? Might be able to share beams with this guy with the steel frames. Stators. I wonder if we need these in storage. Probably. Copper wire, iron frames, steel beams, steel bearings. Let's do it. Let's do it. We're going to try and reuse the beams. I think that's it. We'll try and reuse beams. We've got beams where coming off of here. They're a little hard to get to. We're going to have to somehow split and then hop over belts to get to these beams. I think we can make it work. I think we can make it work. Let's maybe do that first. Take a look at the stators again. Sorry. I kind of like this view actually better than I like the planning view, because the planning view shows the entire chain. I just kind of want to know what the final products are that are going to go into this stator. Wire. Okay, we're going to borrow steel beams. Let's get those routed up top here somehow. So that means, where do we want to share them off down here? That's our supply. I think we can do it. Might be able to do it right here. So this will come out. Basically what we want to do is get some share of these steel beams that are coming down out across this belt. We want to hop that belt. So let's put a splitter here. I'm going to decommission this. Hit the delete key. We'll get a worker over there. Decommission this because we know we're going to have an intersection there. Hit delete on that. And then this is going to get a splitter. This is going to get an intersection. And then we'll have steel. We'll have some share of steel beams coming out this way. And then we'll build the rest of the factory, the new factory above it. We'll see here in a minute. Here's our splitter. We need a belt going this way, and we need an intersection. We can upgrade these later. Nope, that belt's going up. So let's rotate. Like that is the intersection that we want. And then we're going to get, I'm just going to put two belts here just so we can visually see. Steel beams should start shooting over this way. And then we'll run the whole factory over here, right down here in this column. So we need, go back and see what we need. Tier 3 again. We're working on stators. 4 copper wire. So let's grab copper wire. Do we want, how much do we want? We do double. Let's do it. Let's grab this. Whoops, just center click it. It's gonna be our copper wire. I gotta leave room for supply coming in. Bam. And let's grab these. One there. And one there. Copper wire, copper wire. Iron frames. Where do we have those? Way up here, right? Oh man, that's this whole factory is iron frames. I think. What could we do? This factory is not optimized so great. Not crazy about this factory. Although this machine seems to have an abundance of everything it needs. You know what? We can probably upgrade this now. Let's double check and make sure. Manufacturer Mark II. Okay, let's take a look at that real quick. Manufacturer Mark III. If we upgrade, that's this guy. Do we have everything we need? We got plenty of steel plates. We got all this lower tier stuff, including the rotors. And we now have steel frames. So I think we're safe to upgrade our manufacturer, and the same story for our fabricators. Let's upgrade these. I think we're safe to do it. And now the question is, would we want to share the iron frames between This guy, rotor production, or do we want rotor production and the new thing we're doing, the stators, or do we want to duplicate this factory? This whole factory. Oh man. It's just a cut and paste. It's not a huge deal. We don't have to worry about these branches going up into storage. We could do that. We've got room, and we're going to be able to upgrade the factory some more. I'm a little worried about what we're going to actually do for cash. I don't know how long this our little copper approach is going to hold out as our operating expenses go up. The more machines we put down, the more electricity we're burning. We do have to pay for that. We are keeping up now pretty good. I guess we should just do this, right? Get a whole nother line of frames and maybe just take it just as it is in the interest of time. This was originally to sell frames here. Little box. We're not really selling any because the production is so slow. Let's do it. Let's just move, and we're going to copy that whole iron frame production and slop it down here somewhere, I think. Let's do it. Let's do it. We'll start from here. I'll grab all of this. And then we're going to obviously have to clear out some things, but that's all right. That's all right. Right there is where I want it. Boom. And let's clear out these. That can go, that can go, that can go. That can go, this can go, these can all go. That one can go, I think. That can go. What else? Take a look at how this is routed. This stuff, these are the screws. They need to just come straight on through. And then this whole thing can come out. We don't need to send these up. This is screws coming through. Boom. And then this is ingots coming through to make plates, I think, right? Is this plates? Iron plates? Yep. Plates going through to make the frames. Again, here, see, I couldn't make the belt. If I just click over on the left side of the box, click down, and then drag over till I see the little copy paste thing pop up, then it's actually going to hold and place the belt. This is, I think this just needs to come across. That's iron rods coming over. This is the extra supply of rods we said. And then this is the screws coming in down there. So that's all good. Now we just need to bring in our supply hoppers. If I can I'm just going to copy these. Let's see. We got iron, 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 iron. Oh, it's all iron. 4 irons. Okay, that's easy. 4 iron hoppers. Cool. That's iron. Let's grab one of these. Boom. Oh, do I not have? I got too much stuff to build. They're not letting me place it. Let's let our workers catch up a little bit. There it goes. I may have just clicked the wrong thing there, actually. Boom. And boom. These all should be continuous by iron ores. Okay. We got copper wire. We got iron frames. We got steel beams coming over that we're sharing. What else do we need? Research, tier 3. Stators, copper wires, iron frames. We just pasted those in. We're sharing the steel beams. Now we need steel bearings. And we've got a factory for that down here, right? The bearings. Is that this? Steel bearings right here. Let's take this little guy. Sure. Take all that. Pop it right here. Cozy or not so cozy? How about not so cozy? That's not where I want it. Delete. delete, delete, delete. Okay, can we get rid of this stuff? Decommissioned, decommissioned. Shoot. Yeah, I forgot to account for the storage hoppers. I gotta wait for workers to clear this out. Tell you what, why don't we wrap the episode here? And then in between episodes, I'll let the workers do their thing, maybe finish building this, clearing this out. I'll pop down the steel bearings. And then when we come back next episode, we'll put down the machine to actually build the, what is it? The steel stators here. Yeah, we should be ready to go with stators. We'll route those up into storage in case we need them. And then it's on to linear motors. And once we've got that going, oh, I don't even have this unlocked yet. Let's unlock this. Got plenty of cash. Boom. And then, yeah, we can unlock these too. And we'll get working on linear motors next episode. Cool. We just opened up tier 4. Let's take a quick look and see what we get. Looks like aluminum, right? Aluminum products, circuits, servo motors. Oh, man. Lots to do here in tier 4. We got to get to tier 6, I bet, to make the rockets. That's the whole goal of the game. We've got room, I think, to build out our factory more, right? Let's see. Yeah, we can expand our factory. Ooh, man. For 150 grand, we can, you know, pretty significantly quadruple the size of our factory. So it looks like we go up by 4 every time. So we got plenty of space. Cash is looking good. We'll wrap it up here. For now, this is Glidercat saying thanks so much for watching. Hope you're enjoying this series on Factorization. It's a game that's been out for a while. It's available on Steam. I'm having fun with it. There's some quirks, but I've only had one real problem I can't explain. And it may have been just something I fat-fingered. I was upgrading a belt. Everything else has worked flawless. I haven't run into any defects at all. There's a learning curve, but man, I think this game is a lot of fun, and I genuinely think this is a hidden gem. Very, very cool. I'm liking it. We're going to keep going. Special thanks as always to Glidercat patrons and channel members. Your contributions are what keeps this channel alive and allows me to make this content. Deeply, deeply appreciate the support. And thanks to everyone that's been giving the videos a thumbs up. I appreciate that as well. I'm told that helps my tiny channel grow. So the more, the better. And I will see you all in the next episode.